Hi everyone and welcome to my Unfiltered 20s.
A podcast about the ups and downs, highs and lows, and realities of life in your 20s.
With me, Abbey Parker.
And me, Lucy Martin.
Thank you as always to our listeners for supporting us and listening to us just talk about absolute rubbish every week.
This week, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to talk a bit about, like, being a student. You know, I feel like this is a time of year a lot of people apply to stuff and, you know, like, sort out where they want to go to uni, so it might be useful. And even if you're not a student, I'm sure you can relate to, like, the feeling of having a lot of different things to do at once and, like, give your time to. So we're going to talk about balancing your time, stuff like that.
We're also going to talk a bit about a bit of YouTube drama. Some, you know, COVID rule breakers, some juicy, you know, that kind of thing. Exciting stuff.
We're just going to, like, have a conversation, basically, because...
Basically.
It doesn't even feel like we're recording. Like, we were sat for half an hour before this just talking random stuff that probably should have been on the podcast, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I think the first thing we should talk about is the YouTube drama, the influencer drama going on right now.
Okay. So, I actually... So, do you know the channel H3H3H3?
I feel like it rings a bell, but I don't think I'll watch it.
Right, it's Ether and Ela Klein, right? They're like... They were kind of making, like, commentary videos for a long time, basically making fun of people.
Right.
And stuff, but, like, not in a bad way.
Okay.
It was, like, poking fun, pointing out when people mess up, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then they started a podcast that was really successful. I used to watch, like, a lot of them. They had some good guests. He's, like, really good friends with Post Malone.
That's cute.
Like, random stuff like that, yeah. And then he's recently started, the husband, Ethan, has recently started a podcast with Trisha Paytas.
Right.
Who is just, you know, very problematic. Once came out as a chicken nugget, that kind of vibe.
Right.
True story. But she kind of became friends with Ethan, and then she started dating Ela's brother, Moses.
Okay.
Originally she was dating him. I don't know why I'm giving you so much backstory.
It's fine.
She was dating him originally to annoy Ela because she doesn't like Ela.
Okay.
But now they're engaged.
That's too far, isn't it?
I know. Well, she says that she actually likes him now.
Okay.
Well, I hope more than likes him, she's engaged.
This is like a 2000s, like, teen rom-com kind of situation, isn't it? Like, we don't actually like each other, I'm just doing it to make someone else annoyed, isn't it?
I know, but it all seemed, you know, whatever. And they did... In their podcast, they did, at the end of the year, they did the Steamy Awards, right?
Yeah.
So instead of the Streamies, which is, like, highlighting all the great YouTubers and all these people making great content, they did all the bad YouTubers.
Yeah.
So they did Biggest D-Bag, Biggest Mean Girl, Worst YouTuber Apology.
Yeah.
And then they did, my favourite, Biggest Covidiot.
Who got it?
Right? Who got it? That's a good question.
Is it like James Charles, Tana Mojo, someone like that?
Well, the nominees were like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, James Charles, Tana Mongoose.
Tana Mongoose. Because I do feel like a lot of influencers have got in trouble because I think there's two sides. I think because I watch a few like quite small English YouTubers, like a lot of them go to uni and stuff, and I feel like for them it's been quite hard because even if they've like gone for a walk and got a coffee, it's like they get hounded and they can't do anything right, even if it's fine. They're just like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you getting a coffee? Like, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And then the other side is like people who literally have been to parties and stuff and like travelling, and I just feel like those kind of influencers are the ones that like need to be called out.
Yeah. There have been, it's honestly unbelievable, especially the LA-based YouTube,
Yeah.
You know. So Jake Paul had like an 100-person party under the stay-at-home order. Like, completely did not care.
What?
And then in this video, Logan, he is like, people didn't really realise because he's kind of changed his image now, right? He's less problematic than he was. And I think his podcast has helped like improve his image a lot. But then his mate, he didn't know his mate was filming, and he was vlogging and was like, yeah, I know I was around your house the other day, but I've just had a positive test. And I was like, I literally don't care. On the phone.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Yeah, so Jake Paul won.
Right, okay, I mean, if he's had 100 people around, then that makes sense.
Yeah. But, like, I think the D'Amelios have been in a lot of hot water. Because I do keep up with the YouTube drama, right? So a lot of the time, there's too many to mention that have broken COVID
Oh,
rules.
yeah.
So, like, all the D'Amelios and that group went to the Bahamas. I think it was the D'Amelios.
Really? I didn't know that.
Literally last week.
Oh, God.
Went to the Bahamas, and then everyone was like, guys, like, what? So when they got back, the infamous TMZ reporters came running over and was like, to one of the guys, one of these TikTok guys, like, why did you go? And the girl's video who I was watching, she was like, you could have said it was a lapse in judgment, we'd already booked it, we just decided to go, but yeah, I see it was wrong now. He could have made something up even if it was obvious it was a lie, but he didn't. He just went, listen, people don't understand, but being an influencer is a really tough job, so we needed a break.
Oh, get the tiny violins out.
I know. You know who should have got it? Kim Kardashian. What she did?
What was it? I had to fly 20 to 30 of my friends to a private island. I can't remember it now.
After 2 weeks of rigorous testing, I was lucky and blessed enough to be able to have all my friends there for my 40th birthday.
I read an article in The Guardian earlier, which is basically a list of like all the UK influencers, not YouTubers as much, influencers who have been in Dubai. So obviously,
okay, oh juicy.
Obviously, like the United Arab Emirates have been taken off the like safe travel list, hasn't it? So that means you can't, you have to quarantine and stuff. But it was basically all Love Islanders, like all past Love Islanders. So
really.
And the funny one was, who was it? I think it was Anton, right, or somebody from that year, and they're all pretending they're out there for work.
Yeah. So
he posted like a picture, and it was just a generic spreadsheet to make it like a blank spreadsheet, apparently. So it just like to make it look like he was doing work. Who else was out there? I mean, obviously molly-mae. The whole time throughout this pandemic, they've been on about 10 million holidays, haven't they?
They've been on at least 3 or 4 this year.
Yeah.
Because I remember, because in August, right, was when I think a lot of people were going on holiday, like influencers and, you know, regular folk. And I was like, I didn't know quite how to feel about it, because obviously it was totally legal, and there wasn't they weren't on quarantine list, but it made me feel a bit odd. Like, it made me feel a bit weird.
It's just like 2 months previous to that, you couldn't even leave your home. So how then, you know, I don't know. And I just feel like cases were rising, and it just seemed a bit too risky to me. Yeah.
Because molly-mae, I watched her vlog. I think they went to the Maldives or something in August. And I watched the vlog and I was like, it all just seems a bit weird. Like, it just felt off. And then like Moira and someone she was with or something flew out and met them. And then I was like, don't like that. And then, like, I remember she flew to Italy. This was later on. This was maybe September. She flew to Italy for work and then flew back, and then the next day flew out to Paris for, like, modelling jobs. And I'm like, how is this allowed, though? Like, can't you just meet in London and take pictures in front of whatever?
See, this is the thing. One Love Islander who, like, was calling them out. Do you remember Liv?
Yeah.
She married Alex. She had all the tattoos.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lives in Manchester, I think, and she was like, the difference between travelling for work and travelling to make money. So travelling for work means like you absolutely cannot do your job unless you go abroad. Fair enough, like a lot of people might have that. But travelling to make money is you going to a photo shoot in Paris because you want to make money from it. Like, it's not essential, is it? You know, I think that's a really good distinction.
That's the thing, like, molly-mae posting pictures of her in a bikini on a beach in Dubai with Tommy. I'm like, so you and Tommy both happen to have work in the same city, and you just happen to have a spare few hours to go and sunbathe on the beach.
Exactly, it's just like...
And I'm like, I swear you can't even go out in a bikini on the beach in Dubai. Like, what's she doing?
Yeah, I remember watching that vlog, I think the Maldives one, and I remember her saying like, "Oh, yeah, we're going to the gym in the hotel and stuff." And I remember just being like, "What?" Because I swear gyms in this country didn't open until like August or something. I mean, not that I go to the gym, but
I know.
yeah, I don't know. It's just odd, isn't it?
It baffles me. I'm like, you're literally living in a completely different world to everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's none of my
business. Whoa.
Whoa, that's weird.
Our minds the last few days.
I know.
So connected.
Crazy. So, what have you been up to this week?
Still playing Stardew Valley non-stop.
Love that.
Got my sister involved. She's downloaded it.
That's cute.
She started her farm. She's got 1 chicken currently, going well. Going strong.
Well.
Been watching New Girl with my boyfriend.
Oh, that's cute.
I actually quite like it. At first I was like, oh, it's just cringy. The only comedy in this is cringe. But actually I'm starting to find it... I feel like it with anything, once you get into the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The only thing I will say... I don't know if I should say that.
You can say it.
What I found in season 1, right? And I'd noticed that this within the first half of series 1, because I'm like halfway through series 2 now, so I've still got a long way to go. What I've noticed is they really kill off relationships quick.
Really?
They're like, let's not waste time, let's recast, let's get a new relationship.
Okay.
They really, I'm like, they've known each other 3 episodes, why is this ending already?
Oh my god, that's quite quick.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And especially people, this one particular guy that the main girl dates, I'm like, they're like perfect for each other, I don't even understand why they're breaking up, it's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the only thing that winds me up.
Okay.
Apart from that, it's funny.
That's good. Have you discovered any new music recently, this year?
Just been listening to Youngblood an awful lot.
Okay.
His live performances. I was going to send you 2 more, and I was like, I need to stop sending Lucy Youngblood performances. But recently, for the Attitude Awards, he did like a set in Roundhouse again, which I love that venue. And he was in leather thigh-high boots.
Oh wow, love that.
With leather underwear.
Okay.
So it's just a bit of thigh showing. With his red hair, and he's, running around screaming, and I was like,
wow.
I don't know how to feel. And then, completely opposite to that, he did an acoustic, well, not an acoustic cover, he did a cover of Cardigan by Taylor Swift.
No.
He did.
I want to listen. I want to listen to that.
So yeah, he's very versatile.
Interesting.
What about you?
So, are you gonna watch Bridgerton? Like, can I give a big spoiler, or are you gonna watch it?
Spoiler one. Just tell me. I'm not really into it.
Okay, I finished it. I don't know whether I'd recommend it really. Like, I'm gonna get the books and read the books because it's like a book set. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the like vibes. It was just nice music, nice outfits, nice vibes. But I don't think it was amazing. I was so shocked there. So it's kind of like Gossip Girl vibes. There's like a voiceover and this woman who sends out basically like gossip sheets every couple of days about people in this like bit of London. And you're always like, oh, who is it? Who is it? Like, who's the person that's writing these? And I thought I knew the whole way through. And I was so wrong. So they revealed who it was at the end. And I was like, oh my god. It was basically, I thought it was like, because they were like, it's going to have to be a really successful woman, because for her to be writing this, she has to be like either like widowed or something, because, a woman like can't live on her own in these times, whatever. And then it turned out to be like one of the really young girls that had done it. Like, and she was trying to help her friend find out who it was, and she was like, oh, it was good. Anyway, yeah.
Interesting.
It was not who I thought it was going to be. I haven't spoiled it for anyone, so it's fine. And then I've binged the new series of Married at First Sight Australia this week.
Oh my god.
It's so good. It's on every week now, I think. Like, I think I'm caught up. Have you ever seen it?
I've heard someone talk about it on a podcast once, but I've never watched it. Like the American version.
Yeah. I think you'd like it, because it's like Love is Blind.
But Did I enjoy Love Is
I
Blind?
know. But I think it's good.
Thing is,
you
Australian versions tend to be better.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm. It's just like I feel like it's good watching right now. Like it's just light-hearted. And
Maybe I'll watch that.
Some of the people are like awful.
Mm.
This one girl walked down the aisle, met the guy, and she was like, "Can we take the eyebrow piercing out, please?"
Oh my, what?
That was the first thing she said. I was like, fair enough.
God, could you imagine?
But yeah, it's good.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
It's on 4OD.
Oh, okay.
The adverts are slightly irritating, but it's alright.
I know. I was watching going back and watching Taskmaster episodes and stuff, and the adverts were really slowing me down. Because when it was on Dave, because they've moved it to Channel 4, right?
Oh,
Channel 4
okay.
bought Taskmaster, yeah. So when it was on Dave, you could bug the adverts. Like I worked out how if you went out of full screen as it was about to go to a break and then full screened it again, it would bug out and skip the adverts.
Oh my god.
There's an art to it, but that's basically what you do. And then so I feel like Channel 4 adverts are longer as well.
Yeah.
And because it has a timer as well, it really irritates me because I know, I've still got 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That is annoying. I feel like as a generation, we're just not used to adverts anymore.
Yeah.
So, right, bit of an odd topic, but it's something I think is quite cool. So I saw, like, Staffordshire, if you live in Staffordshire. Staffordshire libraries are doing this thing where you can have free access to, like, ancestry.co.uk.
Yeah.
Have you ever used it?
Briefly. My nan she was big into it a few years ago.
Makes sense. Yeah, so you can normally have to pay for like access to the documents and stuff. And if you make an account, whatever, I'm sure like a lot of libraries around the country are doing it. And basically, I found like tea.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Well, me and my mum looked ages ago, and we found out that her like granddad from the early 1900s had been kicked out of the army because he was 4'11".
What do you mean? What could you not join the army if you were?
He joined, so there was like a sheet, like a reference thing, and it said his name, and then it was like any physical things, like any physical issues, and it said like height 4'11", not fit for service or something like that. And he'd basically been signed up, because it wasn't during the war, I think it was before First World War. So he'd signed up, and then whoever had like had taken him, and then when he got to actually be like sort of like shipped out or whatever, they were like, "No, you're too short."
That's crazy.
I know, it's funny, isn't it?
Because I swear in the war they like wanted short people because in the trenches it was good if you were short.
Yeah, I think
He'd
maybe.
Been great. He'd
Yeah, I know. I think maybe it changed during the war, but I think before they were just like, "Who is this like small?" Yeah.
That's funny.
And then I found out that my other side, like my great granddad, like 4 times.
Yeah.
They've always lived on this like one street, basically in Lichfield, which is near Tamworth in Staffordshire, like always, which is weird, isn't it? And all of this 7-person household, they all worked as like beer brewers.
Oh.
Which is kind of cool, isn't it? I don't know. I think that's quite funny. Even the women. Like, would you expect women to have worked as beer brewers? I think that's sick.
That's so random.
I know.
Is the did they have like a little company, or was it just like?
I don't know. I feel like they must have for all of them to have done it.
Imagine if you found out like your family were like the founders of Guinness or something.
Oh my God. How cool would that be?
Oh yeah, that's mine. Thank you. My brand. Thank you.
Whenever I see anyone drinking a Carling, I'm always like, "Did you know that's made in Burton-upon-Trent?" Imagine if I'm like, "Did you know that's made by my family?"
I mean, it's pretty close.
I know. If you give me like the details of like your nan and granddad's, I will find stuff. I found your like birth record, you know.
That's I feel a little creeped out. £6.
Oh no, it didn't say stuff like that. I'm not that creepy.
Oh.
It was just like
What?
Abbey, Mary Parker, Crawley, West Sussex or something.
Thank you for telling the internet my middle name. I might beep it out, honestly.
Yeah, you could. Well, yeah, I think it's a cool thing to do. Like, it's something fun to do.
Yeah.
I find it interesting. Maybe it's just me.
So, you know, for all the listeners, if you're that bored, try Ancestry.com. You know, actually, I wish we hadn't talked about this now, because my laptop's going to listen to me, or my phone's going to listen to me.
You get adverts.
And I was getting, for months on YouTube, it probably wasn't months, but it felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting the same advert on YouTube, and it was really irritating me. And it's like the picture of like a woman standing on the stairs, and there are all these like women sat there, like they're all like having a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then the light like goes on to this woman's face, and it's like, I didn't know a lot about my grandma before I went on Ancestry. I had something like that, and then it's like, turns out, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I don't care. I just want to watch Doja Cat music videos. Like, stop.
Do you remember the Darlings? Do you remember that?
Darlings.
I've got a beauty secret for you.
That was a bad one. And don't get me started on Aussie hair.
Oh,
Worst
yeah.
adverts. The one where it's like, she like, it's black and white, right? They're all black and white.
Mm-hmm.
She's walking along swishing her hair. Great tan. And then she takes the sunglasses off and she's got a goggle mark.
Uh-huh.
You know? And then it's like, great hair though. Let me tell you something. I have never had greasier hair than when I used Aussie hair shampoo. Sponsor us. So, yeah, those irritated me. Because those were not skippable, the Aussie hair ones. So I would, in fury, mute the advert.
So, we can talk about a lot of different things to do with, like, uni and, you know, like, balancing different things. We thought it'd be kind of interesting to talk about, like, exams and revision and how exams have been different and, like, how to prepare for exams. So, Abby, would you like to talk about that?
I mean, we haven't heard officially, right, what's going to happen with our exams.
No.
So I was talking to my personal tutor, she was like, I can't tell you. I was like, okay.
She
was
be like, shh.
She's like, I've signed an NDA. I can't.
No, she really be like, I'm not getting involved.
she really did. Excuse me, speak up, can't he? So we don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I'm predicting they'll be online because cases were lower this time last year and they were online. So, you know.
I feel like if they've said, because I think for us they said in like September it will probably be like 7-day take home exam sort of thing, basically like 2 essays to do in 7 days, and I think because they've said that they then can't go back on it, so even if things dramatically got better, you know. Yeah,
I think it's pretty much the same as us because I don't know, how can they suddenly not do online exams? I was saying to my mum, we were literally talking about it 5 minutes before we started recording, and I was like, they couldn't. There's like 200 people at least that do psychology, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, how can they have 200 people in the same room and what we're all going to wear masks during a 3-hour exam?
Yeah, and
I just don't think it's plausible.
Especially because a lot of people still like studying at home, aren't they? Like a lot of people have chosen to study online, and international students might not have come back for them and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it does change how you revise, but I think it's easier, I guess. I don't know, because you can focus on understanding something rather than learning all these facts and understanding, you know. So I don't feel too bad about doing exams at home, because I feel like wherever I do an exam, I can just get in the... Once I'm actually in an exam, I just tend to like zone out.
Yeah.
But revising, I find it a lot harder to make myself do work and like, what's the right word? Like, mentally check in to do revision and stuff at home.
How do you revise differently for like an in-person exam to like these new kind of ones? Like, how did you revise in first year compared to last year?
Revision in first year. It's not majorly different, I don't think. I think I used to make more flashcards. to learn like the names of psychologists and all that kind of stuff. Whereas obviously I don't need to learn that, and I make like a cheat sheet type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then to look at rather than, and it's just more like, it's a lot more organisation.
Yeah.
Because I would just be, first year I was just like a frantic mess trying to get through all my notes and stuff, and by the end it was all like in a mess. And then I had like, because I like to revise by rewriting notes,
Yeah,
but like simplifying them and making them look nice. So I would have my nice notes that I look through, and then all my actual lecture notes were like just don't even want to look at them.
mm-hmm.
Whereas second year we had online exams, and I organised all my notes and stuff, and I had these like keys, so I would have on my little cheat sheet a basic point or whatever, and then I'd be like slide 1 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then that week in my lecture notes I would have, you know, the mark S1 next to the slide that I was talking about in my original notes. So then I had the more detailed notes, so if a question specifically came up, I was like, oh, I know where that is in my notes, find it, and I have more detailed information.
I love that. That's actually such a good idea.
Yeah, that's how I did it in second year, and it worked quite well.
Mm-hmm. As we're quite different, I think it's like literally a million times better.
Really?
I don't understand why for humanities subjects you do exams, because it's like, it's not a remembering test. Like, it's not meant to be like a test of how much you can remember in tests. Oh, yeah, I do a degree.
Recall.
A memory test. That's it. You know, it's meant to be about like how you write an essay and like research and stuff, not just like the exam. We only had one exam in first year, and I just remember it just
ridiculous.
Being so weird, like having to write like an essay in an hour. I don't know, it was weird. But then now they do it so we have 7 days and 2 questions, and you have to, it's kind of weird, you have to like reference, but you don't reference properly, you just sort of write like, I got it from here sort of thing. But I literally think it's so much better, because I don't know, it's just like doing normal essays, and you actually feel like you've understood the topic, and you get to do like an analysis and stuff. But the one downside, I think, is I remember I sat down to do the first one at home, like in whenever it was, June, and they give you 7 days, but they say only take 2 hours. Like, they're like, you can take the 7 days if you want, but they're like, you should, like, you don't need to spend more than 2 hours on it. That's what they say. But I remember sitting here like all day and not even finishing the first question, because it was just like, you know, like I was just so like not used to it in that way. And I think that is maybe one bad side, is you do spend longer on it, and then you're like, oh, have I done this right? And rather than just getting it over with, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, most of ours were like, you have 24 hours to start, so like you have all day, but once you start you have 2 hours.
Right, okay.
So you could finish your revision and then you know, whatever, which I did quite like. It's just that you don't want to procrastinate and start it late when you're tired.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I would try and start mine at like 2 p.m. So I'd have lunch, chill for a bit, and then start. And again, it was like not proper referencing and stuff, even though we had our notes. I think they didn't want us taking ages looking through notes for references.
Yeah.
So we could just say like lecture 5, and that was the reference, like stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing really bad in the exam in first year. Cause it was like such a like broad module as well. It was this module that was called The Making of the Modern World.
Right.
Well, they really meant Europe, but that's a story for a different day. And it was literally like everything that had ever happened in history, like across Europe. It was so broad, and I just remember like being so not knowing how to revise for it and stuff, and then getting in the exam and being like, oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds stressful.
Yeah.
At least I knew, you know, I have each week, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember one of the exams, it freaked me out because obviously you can be examined on any part of what you've been taught, right? But she literally was like, remember, because it was like essay questions, it was 2 essay questions, she was like, the essay question could be on anything from any slide. So she was like,
God.
I could do an entire essay on one bullet point from a lecture slide.
Are you being serious?
Literally. And I was like, excuse me? But it actually, I didn't do badly in that exam, surprisingly, because I thought that was my weakest, because it was a 9 a.m. on a Monday, so I never went.
Are you better at exams or essays?
I don't know. I find it hard to know how much time I should spend on an essay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get more in the swing of it in an exam. Like, I just, like... I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I'm in a trance or something.
That's good.
Whereas, I know, I'm quite lucky with that. Because I stress out before... Oh, God, I spat everywhere. I stress out so much beforehand. And then once I get in it, I'm like, boom. And then, but essays, like... Because obviously, it's multiple days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll come back and go... I can't even remember what I was thinking. I have to make so many notes to myself, otherwise I just forget complete paragraphs I'm going to write.
Mm-hmm.
Similar in exam, to be honest, I have to write down stuff as I'm going. And so I'll just forget what I'm thinking. I'll have to delete stuff and rewrite it, and it all just gets very, like, I don't know.
Uni life.
Uni life. Relatable 20s things.
Yeah, what in normal times, for anyone that like might be thinking about going to uni or is just interested, what does a normal day in the life of a psychology student look like?
I feel like it's not, because I mean people argue that it's not science. I believe it's a science.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very important science.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as taxing as other science degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at Warwick anyway, I can't, speak for anywhere else. But, like, other sciences, you have labs and stuff. We don't have that.
Yeah.
It's just lectures and seminars and reading.
Mm-hmm.
And it is quite reading heavy. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of reading, and I get by, like, I'm fine.
That's good.
And you do have to have some maths knowledge, but not loads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, I think it's easier to balance than some degrees. Like, you have to do so much reading and your essays take so long and you have so long to complete them. I would be overwhelmed, like, why are you giving me that long to do an essay? Like, I wouldn't be able to cope with that.
Yeah. But then
I feel like I should be working on it the whole time.
We only have like 3 hours a week though. That's it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think last year I had like 9 hours in person a week.
Right. Yeah, I feel like...
Whereas my boyfriend had like 16.
Yeah, that is one thing. I think like STEM, would you say, is that the right, like, like science, maths stuff, they have so many hours normally on campus, like in person.
Yeah.
This year I have 3 seminars and that's it.
Yeah. See, that would stress me out as well. That's too unstructured.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't have, like... I guess you do have the seminars to keep you in check, but if I didn't know, like, my next lecture is coming, like, I wouldn't do the work.
I think it is a lot of, like... Because I think that's what I really struggled with in first year, like, self-discipline. And structuring and knowing when to start essays. I mean, touch wood. I've never been at the point of, like, been doing an essay at, like, 3 a.m. the night before.
Cool.
And because I can't, like, I don't deal well under pressure, so I literally start my essays, like, 2-3 months before, because I literally cannot cope with, like, the pressure of doing it the night before. So I think that is a tip I would give to anyone doing, like, an essay-based subject, is if you do, like, a bit at a time. So if you've got an essay... So I've got, like, 2 essays due in March, and now I've, like, done lists of what I need to read. Like, maybe I might do, like, 1 or 2 readings a week for them, and then if you do a bit at a time, when it gets closer, then you don't have, like, such a daunting amount of stuff to do.
Yeah.
I think that's a good tip.
Yeah. I do feel like you go from A-level, where you've got the teachers breathing down your neck the whole time, telling you what to do and giving you... Because you don't have anything with deadlines that long, you know? It's all, like, like biology, do this answer pack, get it in next Tuesday. Like the only thing close to that I had at A level was I did part of my computer science A level was coursework. But again, she set like mini deadlines the whole way through. It wasn't just like do this project.
Yeah.
So then when I came to uni and they were just like do the work, don't do the work, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
It was like I was like I don't know how to. That's the thing, they don't teach you the self-discipline and stuff.
No.
It's just like a free-for-all, and it's like whoa.
Yeah, I don't know, I think like you literally just have to like learn, don't you? Because I think in first year when I was literally doing my work at like 3 a.m, my reading for the seminar the next day, and I just remember thinking like I hate this. I think I was just like stop it, and I think you just have to do it and learn, don't you? You have to make a few mistakes.
Yeah, for sure.
So what, for anyone who might be like choosing a university to go to, thinking about like masters or whatever, how do you know where to go to uni? Like, how did you choose Warwick?
Well, it's harder now, right? Because I chose Warwick because me and my dad came for an open day. We had done Loughborough and Nottingham had open days on the same day.
Yeah.
So we drove up, did them both in the day. It was exhausting.
That's a lot.
But he had a lot of knowledge on Loughborough already because he went there. And then we came back up for Warwick. So we had the whole day at Warwick. And all I can say is it just felt right. I was just walking around. I could imagine myself there. It didn't feel... Like, Nottingham was so... Like, the uni of Nottingham. It was so, like, landscaped. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get
you.
There
were all these, little gardens with benches, and all the bushes were, like, landscaped, and it just felt too much... Like, I felt pressure just being there.
I get that.
Like, it wasn't a relaxing environment. It felt like... Even the bushes are keeping up appearances, do you know what I mean? Whereas at Warwick it just felt more calm, and I could see myself like studying there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just felt right when I went.
I think that's a good
and
way.
I like the SU, like that those kind of things. I like the accommodations. Like I was like I could see myself living here. We went to Loughborough. They were like, this is like the standard accommodation. And I was like, I looked at my dad. I was like, I'm not living here. Yeah.
I think it's hard. Like, I don't know how this year's A-level students are going to choose, because I went to so many open days and looked around so many unis, and I feel like you only know when you do walk around, like you say, and get a feel for it. So I really feel for this year's A-level students.
I know, because my sister, like, she chose purely based on her course, right? The uni she wants to go to literally is the only one with the exact course that she wants. So she knows she wants to go there regardless of what everything's like. Whereas psychology, every uni in the country offers a psychology course. So I had to pick... Well, obviously you look at the modules and stuff, but they're all pretty similar, especially first and second year. So then I had to pick, like, where am I going to feel most at home kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think distance from home makes a difference as well.
Yeah.
How easy it would be to get home.
I applied to, like, I wanted to go as far away as possible. So all the unis I applied to...
And you ended up at Warwick?
Yep. Because I don't know if I've said this in the podcast before, but I was meant to go to Durham. And then I only got the grades after, like, a remark. And, like, I wanted to go there because it was, like, quite far away. And it was, like, something new. Nice college system and stuff. Yeah, but then I remember I looked at Warwick twice. I feel like I came to a normal open day and then like an offer holder open day, and I just thought like nice vibes and stuff. So then I put it as my insurance. But the moving away from home thing didn't work out that far, did it? But you know,
I know.
We love Warwickshire. It's fine.
Yeah, for me, like Warwick, it was I remember my computer science teacher being like, go far away, like far enough away that I think this is good advice, far enough away that you can't just nip home for dinner, but don't go so far away that if you felt homesick you couldn't come home. That's
good advice. I think that's good.
Like, you wouldn't want to, if you live near me, you know, south of London, you don't want to go to Aberdeen. Do you know what I mean? Because it's going to take you the whole day to get home, and it's just, whoa, expensive, all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a good advice.
Yeah.
And she was like, my daughter went to Loughborough because she wanted, because there are more boys than girls there, she wanted a boyfriend. I was like, what are you telling us? What are you telling us? What are you suggesting?
You know, there is that thing. There's some unis where it's like 70% of like one gender over the other.
Yeah.
Which I think
Loughborough's really sporty. And that's why my dad liked it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it is more, you know, more male than female.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, Warwick. I feel like it's kind of equal.
I feel like it's equal, yeah.
I think final year, I've noticed, is I just feel like I'm constantly juggling 10 things at once and never quite have time to do one of them very good. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is the thing I was saying to my boyfriend the other night. I was like, I've got this project. I really want to like invest a lot of time into it, but it's literally 10% of one of my modules. So like, is that a smart idea? Probably not. But like, I want to do it well.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got my final year project. Just started the new term, so 3 new modules, and then he's talking about a new project, and I'm like, I've still got one and my final year project. I'm like, really should have just gone for simple surveys in the final year project rather than interviewing 43-year-olds. Like, I don't know what I've done.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think as well, like, I keep seeing like grad schemes and jobs to apply for, and I'm like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, and then I've just like, I just don't have time. Like, it took me so long to do the application for the masters I've applied for and still haven't heard back from. And then I was like, oh great, I've done one, and I was like, oh, I've got like 10 million other ones to do. Like, it's just hard to do that as well, like find stuff alongside degree.
I know. I didn't feel like this in 3rd year. I mean, in 2nd year.
No, I didn't.
I mean, obviously we went applying for stuff. I mean, people were still applying for summer stuff.
Yeah.
Not that happened. But
I remember feeling like I didn't have enough time to apply for internships and stuff, but then I feel like it's not as deep where I was like, oh, what, am I going to be unemployed next year? That's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I just feel like it's hard to find time for everything.
Yeah, it is for sure.
How do you work out like what you want to do as a career, and how do you work out what to apply for and like what to do after uni?
You're asking the wrong person, so I still don't know. So I will turn the question back on you.
A lot of people apply for like generic stuff. Like, I think a lot of people apply for like generic grad schemes, like the ones like Abbey, Lidl, you know, like L'Oreal, those sort of ones. I think a lot of people just want to do stuff like that. But then I think doing societies at uni is a good idea, because a lot of people find what they want to do through societies. Yeah, but it's hard, and I think this year a lot of people are doing, I've actually read an article about this, a lot of people are doing like academic masters because they want to get the year back that they lost, which I think makes sense. Like, doing a master's so that you get another year of a student experience because you've missed out on so much.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a shame that there's nothing that really stands out to me masters wise at Warwick, because I would like to like you say, like have another year there.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing that really like grabs me.
Yeah. I know. It's hard though to decide. Like, I change my mind every week. So if you're in the same boat, unsure about what you want to do next year, it's fine. Do not stress.
It's hard not to stress. That's the thing. There's this whole thing on the internet, right? Oh, I'm only 23 and I'm buying my first mansion. What are you doing? And it's like, I've got my dream job. What are you doing? This girl I follow was like, oh, check out my friend's page. She's doing really well. She just got her first Mercedes as like a job perk. Blah blah blah. And I looked into it. Right. This is actually quite funny. Looked into it because I was like, I just wonder what it is. I'm curious.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want to be a girl boss like me? Like blah blah blah. And there were all these other women on her stories and stuff.
Yeah.
All these people that were getting cars and all this stuff, and I'm like, what? It's an MLM.
A what?
Like a pyramid scheme.
A pyramid scheme. Okay.
But like, so an MLM is a multi-layered whatever.
Right.
And it is a legal pyramid scheme. People say it's not a pyramid scheme, blah, 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 but it's very similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's legal. So she's like, yeah, I just got my first car. I'm on my way to getting my second car. Let me recruit you.
Oh, God. Do you know, on a daily basis, how many messages I get from people on LinkedIn trying to recruit me to their pyramid scheme?
Really?
Every day I get, hi Lucy, I'm the CEO of this company. Would you like to, hi Lucy, I'm an ambassador for so-and-so. Would you like to do this? And then I'm just like, no, like, it's the most random stuff as well. This guy sent me loads of pictures of his art and he was like, would you like to become a trader for so-and-so art? I was just like, no. Like,
it's so, I don't even know. It's like you get, I don't know if, I assume other people get this, randomly you'll get like, do you want to be an ambassador for our gym sportswear brand? And I'm like, you want me? No, but it's a bot. It's not like an actual person. It's clearly a bot because all the messages are the same. And I'm like, if I applied to be an ambassador for your brand with my 300 Instagram followers, you would laugh in my face, like, get out my DMs.
It's funny, like, I remember last time I went and saw people from school, like, 2019 maybe now. I remember we were talking about, there's loads of, like, lads from school that now have really fancy cars, and they didn't go to uni. I don't even think a lot of them went to sixth form, and we're like, how have they got this? And it turns out they're crypto currency.
Stop.
Is that what it's called? Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of deal.
Yeah, they're crypto trading.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, you've got to be pretty smart to do that.
Is that
I don't know. It depends. It depends if you get the right one or not. Huh?
Is that what I mean? I think it is.
Yeah, like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, Bitcoin is going up at the moment, blah, blah, blah. I get this every night when I've,
Oh, okay.
Every night I get updates on what's going on.
Oh, for God's sake.
But that's crazy that they can get, I mean, it's probably leased car, let's be honest.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're unfinanced, like... I just think it's funny.
I don't know. It's like this girl in my I went to secondary school with, and she's like, shall I sugarcoat? No, basically she was going out with a drug dealer, and
nice. Mm-hmm.
And she was like, we were waiting in line for 6 hours. She was like proper whipped on this guy because she waited in line with him for 6 hours to buy a Supreme hoodie. And it was like a £400 hoodie. And she was like, I don't understand where he's getting the money from. And I'm like, I do.
Do you remember last year when I went to the Pokemon store in London? And do you remember that?
Yeah.
And we queued for, 6, 7, 8 hours.
No, you didn't.
We did. I remember, so, if anyone doesn't know, my boyfriend is very big into, Pokemon and stuff. And
he's a gamer.
He's a gamer TM. And they announced that they were doing, a one-off, not going to be there very long. There's one in Tokyo, and they were opening one in London, a Pokemon store. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll come for a day out in London. Why not? This was in 2019. Thinking we'd be there an hour tops, then we could have a nice day in London, whatever. And then, so we got off the tube. I think where was it? Can you remember? Wasn't it at Stratford or something? No.
Probably. That's where
the
big shopping centre is, right?
Yeah.
Westfield?
Westfield. That's it. Yeah.
Londoner.
London.
I'm not a Londoner.
And then we got off the tube, right? And then there was a big queue, and I was like, oh, surely this is outside the shopping centre. The queue is coming from outside the shopping centre. I was like, oh, surely that's not for this. And then you see people in Pikachu outfits, and you're like, oh, for God's sake. So we queued at the end, and we were like, oh, we'll be here. It was freezing cold, first of all. We were like, oh, we'll be here an hour at tops. And then people were saying oh, it's going to be hours and hours. And we got there for the opening time, right? And then slowly the queue's moving in. We were queuing outside for 3 hours, I think, before we even got in the shopping centre. But I was like, it's fine. As soon as we get in, we'll be right there. No, another 3-4 hours in the shopping centre because it was like the other side. And then, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. We got in there, people were like throwing stuff in baskets and like running around. It was stressful. I think I bought one thing just because I felt like I had to buy something.
Yeah. Wow.
But,
I mean...
yeah, you live and you learn.
And he didn't even buy you flowers afterwards.
No.
I hope he paid for food or something
He
afterwards.
did. We had a Five Guys,
Okay.
I remember.
Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I didn't realise it was that long, but I do remember being like, I thought she'd be back.
Yeah.
By
And
now.
then we came back and then we went straight back out to a bar crawl. Do you remember?
You're mad.
I came running in. This is what, imagine how crazy life used to be. And now I just sit at home all day, like... Oh.
I know. First year Wednesdays used to be crazy.
Oh, they were the best days ever, weren't they? We used to go gym as well.
I know. Get up, have your shower, get ready, get prepped,
Prep.
go over to Anna and Charlie's.
Anna and Charlie's.
Every week. And then off out we went.
Uh-huh. Oh, so sad now.
Mondays too, oh god.
I remember once as well. Do you remember when they banned circling on campus?
Because of the rugby lads.
Yep. Then...
Just for anyone listening,
Uh-huh.
thinking, why would you ban drinking on a uni campus? Maybe because the rugby boys got so drunk that they decided to hang someone off of a terrace bar.
Yeah. That's
Like off of a balcony.
the kind of behaviour that you expect from some of these societies. Yeah, and then the society... Because I used to go out with, like, postdoc circling, right, in first year. And then... Politics, sorry. If anyone was in there. And then... I remember they were like, oh, quick, we need to find somewhere off campus that can do the circle. So I got the bus all the way to Leamington to go to a circle, to then, like, an hour and a half later get the bus back. And then I remember in
campus.
second year,
Yeah.
like, being on campus all day, then getting the bus back, and then getting ready quick, and then getting the bus back to campus for circling.
God.
And now it's like, oh.
Do you remember that day when we had the ball elections?
Oh my god.
So we had been in all day, we had our bags, like
Yeah.
we had stuff in the morning, then we did 7 hours of elections.
Yeah.
We'd down like 3 cans of
Yeah. Got-
like porn star martini.
We got Alex and Izzy to get us sausage rolls, but I had sausage rolls.
Yes. That was our dinner.
Uh-huh.
And then when our housemate Ramon came, we gave him all our bags and then went for a night out.
We must have been so drunk as well, and like literally passing him like all of
Well,
our
we didn't
heavy
make
bags.
it to pop.
No, we didn't, because I think I was like exhausted.
Well, I think what happened, right, is we went to go and have a drink somewhere and the whole campus was full.
Yeah.
Like, there was nowhere to buy a drink, so we just went home.
Yeah.
Was that time? I think that was that time.
Yeah, I feel like it was really busy, wasn't it? Because I think it was the last one.
The last, yeah.
Or something
So we
like
just
that.
gave up.
And then the next day, I went to the politics society elections.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just,
I
it's
remember.
crazy, isn't it? Like, imagine we used to have plans.
The stuff we used to do now like a busy day
Mhm.
is, I might make scrambled eggs today instead of avocado toast. Like, that's a busy day.
Yeah. If I've got to like go to the post office to post a Depop parcel, I'm like
Wow.
all day. I'm like, oh, that's so much. Like that is a lot to do.
I ordered literally 2 weeks ago. I ordered something that, you remember I said I'm going to send it back from
Yeah.
ASOS.
Yeah.
It's still sitting on the kitchen table because no one's like, why are we going to? We're going to make a special trip to the post office.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I would like to say real quick,
Mhm.
regarding online uni,
Mhm.
is I've got these asynchronous lectures, right? So
Right.
watch them anytime you want, pre-recorded, uploaded online.
Mhm.
And this, I did have her for a module last year, and this year, she's nice,
Mhm.
but she was coughing the whole way through the recorded lecture, and she was like, "Sorry for my cough. I am getting over a non-COVID related cough." And I was like, "Okay, but are you okay?"
Oh my god.
But then it was so annoying. It's just gross. I feel like if I could see someone
Mhm.
coughing, like on a video,
Yeah.
it wouldn't freak me out. But just because I've got my headphones on, they're noise cancelling,
Yeah.
and I can just hear her go in my, and I'm trying to concentrate on my lecture, and she's coughing in my ears the whole time. It really grossed me out.
Mhm.
I was like, body stuff. I'm just
Yeah.
like, no. I'm like, edit it out.
Yeah.
Send it to me. I'll edit it out. Oh.
I remember, this is really embarrassing. In first year, do you remember everyone got freshers flu and lectures would just be people coughing? And the lecturers would get really annoyed, wouldn't they, with everyone coughing? I remember being in the first ever like session I had at Warwick. It was like 10 of us. I can't remember for the life of me who was in the group. And this lecturer, and he was talking through how to write essays, like how to get department in this tiny classroom. And I remember I had that really, really bad cough. And I literally was coughing for 20 minutes, like, non-stop. And he was just like... And then at the end, he was like, are you done? And I was just like, I'm sorry.
That's so shady.
Like, it was so embarrassing, though. And the girls opposite me were like, oh, my God, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. Like, when I get a cough, like, it doesn't go. Like, it just lingers. But luckily, I've not had one in, like, a year now, so we'll have one.
It's mad. I've been inside, haven't got a cold.
I love it.
I actually have not had a blocked nose and I cannot remember how long.
I know.
And I've always got a blocked nose. Like, I'm always...
You're always like...
I know. Well, I still am, but it runs, but it's not blocked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's great, isn't it, not getting ill?
I know. Do you remember, like, you know when you're brushing your teeth and you can't breathe?
Yeah.
Because your nose is blocked?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't had that in literally a year.
Yeah.
So...
maybe it does work.
Maybe masks do work. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
What?
Who would have thought that?
That's crazy.
Right. So, thank you, everyone, for listening to us this week. I hope you enjoyed our little ramble on about uni and stuff.
Make sure you follow us on all our socials. Everything's linked below. Have a good week.
Have a great week, everyone. It's a bye from me.
God.